Hey guys, this is Brandon Carter, financial advisor with Financial Strategies Group, here to bring you the second quarter 2024 market update. I'm going to jump right into it. Large cap stocks led the way for the quarter, being up about 4.5%. Mid cap stocks were down about 2.3%, with small cap stocks down about 2.9%. International developed stocks were about flat for the quarter. So we had a little bit of a mixed bag with stocks for the second quarter. If we look at things from a year-to-date perspective, so the first 6 months of the year, it's a brighter outlook. We've got large cap stocks being up about 15%, mid cap 5%, international developed about 5%, small cap stocks about 1.5%. And so most categories of investment were positive for the year so far through the end of June. Great news. It does come with a little bit of a caveat. So our leader for the year to date is the S&P 500, or the large cap stocks in general, up about 15% for the year. But the 10 largest stocks in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is comprised of 500 of the biggest companies in the United States. The largest 10 out of those 500 actually make up about 38% of the total S&P 500. So they're responsible for 38% of the S&P 500, which is quite concentrated, more concentrated than I've seen it in my 17-year career now. And it's, I wouldn't say concerning, but it's definitely notable that the S&P 500 is being, the performance of the S&P 500 is being controlled by a fairly small group of companies right now. NVIDIA, Apple, Google, Amazon, there's a handful of them. And so we have to keep in mind what's going on there. It's a little bit of an undiversified return landscape. My next category of conversation is inflation, which I know is a hot topic. We all feel it when we go to the grocery store and at the pump, but we do have signs, glimmers of hope that inflation is settling down. Annualized numbers in June of 2024 show inflation at about 3.3%, whereas it was at the same time last year about 4.8%. So it's showing a trend of going down, which is one of the biggest reasons the first 2 weeks of July have been quite positive in the market's perspective, even though we had faced a lot of political turmoil in these first 2 weeks of July with an attempted assassination on President Trump and a much talked about debate, etc. So the market is more concerned with inflation and interest rates than it is with the current political election, which I think is quite notable. And I would say most people in the industry and experts in the financial industry are keeping their eyes on inflation and interest rates just as much, if not more, than the political environment. The next topic of conversation is unemployment. Unemployment's been low and very healthy for quite a while now. We've seen a slight uptick recently, but it's still at a very healthy rate. Most employers are still, there's a lot of employers looking for workers, and there's not a ton of workers looking for jobs. So things are looking good and up when it comes to unemployment, which of course is great for the American people. This is just a quick update of year to date and second quarter 2024. Hunter Biggs, our very own Hunter Biggs, has put together a very detailed report that's accessible to you. You'll get it in our quarterly newsletter as well as available on our website. So feel free to look that up or reach out to us. We can send it to you. Or if you have additional questions, we're happy to just chat. I hope you have a fantastic third quarter, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.